Okay, so guys, we are going to go over just real briefly the things that you really should be from Blue. Okay, so some of the first things that I want to address is that you need to understand how the imagery and the figurative language not only contribute to the character's development of mood. So remember in class I said that the imagery was really important, that the imagery would tell us where she was feeling comfortable, where she wasn't feeling comfortable, and how she was interacting with the people around her. So make sure that when you read the story again, or when you're going over particular parts of the story, that you understand the mood that's created from the image, right? Are we supposed to feel depressed? Are we supposed to feel tense? Are we supposed to feel at ease or relaxed, right? And it all depends on how Blue is feeling too. I'm sorry, Law. It depends on how Law is feeling. One of the biggest things about Blue is that you need to understand her effect on Law. So remember when she very first appeared, Law was like, "Are you a demon?" She was kind of scared, but changed rather quickly, and Law became more comfortable with Blue, but Blue had a certain effect on her throughout the whole story, right? So yes, scared at first, but what was the effect? Was she calm? Was she healed? Right? So the effect that you need to be getting is that Blue was definitely a comfort, a source of comfort to her. But Blue also provided healing for her in that she encouraged her to write. You, of course, will be asked to make inferences on tomorrow's quiz. So just know that whatever you say is the result of an inference you're making. It's always backed up by text, at least reasonably so. So, for example, if we were to ask you to infer what the text was trying to accomplish with the descriptions of Chelsea and Law, well, go back and read that and make sure that you can get. Well, I'm not making this. Let me see. Let me actually think of a good thing for you to relate to. So if if I were to ask you to infer about the ending of the story, what can the reader infer from Blue's absence, from Blue's disappearance, right? We can infer from the fact that Law has had a healing experience with reading to the class, with reconnecting with her father. We can infer that Blue is gone now because Law no longer needs her. Law is no longer like by herself about everything. Law's been very much by herself because of her grief with her mother, because of her inability to connect with her father. He's so torn up in his grief and he's so wrapped up in himself. So there's been a real like difficult time for Law to connect with anybody in the story, and Blue provides that, right? So once Blue is gone, we infer that Law is now healed. Law what she needs to continue on with life afterwards. Knowing not just the literal specifics of Law's relationship with other characters, but also how they develop Law. So, Law and Miss Rose, they have a really tense relationship. I think Miss Rose feels quite a bit for Law. Like she empathizes with Law. It hurts her to see Law so ostracized from her peers, but Law doesn't appreciate Miss Rose's efforts. Law would rather suffer because at least she's not being pitied, is my feeling. But until the writing part comes, Law is she's very standoffish with Miss Rose. But after she reads her writing to the class, which by the way nobody called me out on, I got the feeling that Law had written a poem because of how much poetry was mentioned with Law's mom and how much she liked poems, and she named all the flowers on the wall after her favorite poets. Law didn't write a poem, guys. No one caught it. No one called me out on it. Law wrote an essay She wrote a story. She didn't write an actual poem. So I don't really think that the story changes much, but when I was looking more closely at text evidence with the quiz questions for tomorrow, I realized, whoops, she hadn't actually written a poem. So that was entirely inaccurate as far as the genre of her writing goes. But again, I don't think it really takes away from the understanding of how that experience of writing about her mom was therapeutic. And you guys did some great poems. So I'm not really sad about that, about getting that wrong. Okay, so characterizations. Yes, you need to be able to characterize the like everybody in the story. You need to be able to characterize them. How do they contribute to Law and her development, or how does Law react to them as a result of their experience in the story? The title of the story. Why did I write this down? Hold on. Theme. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the title of the story is Blue, but it's not all about blue. It's more about blue's purpose as a theme, right? So the entire thing is about Law coming to terms with her mom's disappearance. And Blue also disappears, but it's only after Law is healed by her. Law has closure from mom's disappearance, which is the entire theme. She's trying to come to terms with, am I worthy of love? What does this mean? My mom left me. That's the whole theme. Go back and make sure that you understand Law's relationship with mom and dad. So, sorry, guys. So, what exactly does Law want from each? Because it's different for both. Yes, she wants both parents to love her, but you need to understand that what Law needs from her dad isn't the same as what she needs from her mom. What Law needs from her dad is more of support than it is, connection and love. Yes, she needs connection and love, but that's what she craves with her mother more than just her presence. She craves the love and attention and clearly the obvious connection that she had with her mom. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. I wanted to keep this under 10 minutes, and right now I'm coming up on 8 minutes. So as you're going through and reading the story, the figurative language and the imagery are a big focus here. It tells us how Law feels about everybody. Rather than directly characterize, it helps us make indirect characterization inferences about her relationships with the other characters. So if you guys have questions, let me know. I'm sorry this was so late coming. I honestly haven't even been out of bed this whole weekend. So yay, I'm out of bed now. All right, back to bed. Bye, guys. Make sure that you let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Check you later.